welcome the Rockvale Rockets and first of all, Lady Rockets here this morning. Here Lyons, head coach of Rockvale, and coach, tell us who you brought with you here this morning.
Today we brought Isabella Wright and Amaya Nash, two seniors.
All right, maybe just give us a little overview of the season and your thoughts on the upcoming season, Coach.
Looking forward to this season. The girls are really working hard. One thing I noticed this year is in the weight room, they're not skipping any reps. They're getting every rep. Conditioning, they're getting to every line, touching every line. Just a different environment, very positive and upbeat environment. So with that, these two right here are what we call workhorses or dogs. X's and O's are good, but you went with Jimmy and Joe's. And I got two Jimmy and Joe's right here that can go.
Well, let's talk to them for just a second here. Isabella, maybe talk a little bit about what excites you most about this upcoming season.
I'm really excited to see how we play together and our connection this year, because I feel like we're super connected, we love each other so much, and we're just super excited to see how it goes.
Same as Bella said, our connection has been really good this year, and I'm just ready to see how we're gonna play.
Are you ready to take on? I'm going to talk to both of you about this, but leadership roles here, and talk a little bit about how that part of you being team leaders.
Yes, sir. A lot of it comes with being respectful to our teammates because they look up to us, so we always have to do the right thing. But regardless of that, we're still a good team.
I think it's been really easy to lead the team because they're super respectful and they listen and they want to help, out with the older people. So it's been really good. It's been really easy.
Coach Lyons, you got some important pieces back, of course, on this team as well, and maybe some pieces that due to injury or whatnot could not contribute as much last year. So I'm sure you're excited to keep everybody healthy on the court, right?
Yeah, we got great pieces. The younger girls, they're really bought in. Like I say, these two are like mothers to them, and what I like is they're receptive. A lot of times people, young kids, they're not receptive to being, coached hard or pushed hard. And, you hear Amaya and you hear Bella always finish, and I think they're doing a great job with the younger kids.
Sometimes as a coach, when you say things, it just goes one way or the other. But when you have your teammates say it makes a difference. You kind of see that for your team.
Yeah, you want a player-led team. If you want to be successful, the players have to lead the team. It can't be the coach. It can't always come from a coach. It's got to come from someone that they respect. And one thing I tell these girls is you can't be in the back of the line and be a leader. You got to be in the front if you're going to lead.
Talk a little bit about the new districts and your thoughts on that. It's much smaller, which meant a lot more trying to find other games, right?
It's Rutherford County. I was born and raised here in Rutherford County. So anybody you play in this county, it's going to be a tough game. You can't get away from it. It doesn't matter if they're young. I keep hearing young. It doesn't matter. They're Rutherford County. They're in high school. They're going to be able to play. So you got to be ready to play against everyone.
The district that you're in, playing the region, how important was it for you in your mind to continue some of the rivalries, say, with Lyons, for instance?
Well, anytime that you can play teams, in the region, like a Blackman, Laverne, I also agree they have great athletes, super talented, great coach. They're going to be a challenge. Smyrna, Coach Drayton does a good job. He motivates the girls. Rutherford County is tough. It don't matter how big or small the district is.
And your non-district schedule includes some very interesting some teams that you're going to play some teams from Alabama in different places, and then powerhouses from over. Just talk about.
I know everyone speaks about having a tough schedule, but I think we probably have one of the toughest schedules in the state. We go to the State Farm Classic where we play Brentwood and Loretta. Brentwood was a finalist in the state. Loretto won the state 2 years ago. Then we go to a Christmas tournament over in Lebanon, and we actually played Lebanon and Cookeville, two teams that went to the state. And then in the Hoop Fest at Page, we played Knoxville Catholic, that's gone to the state the last 5 years. We also have Memphis Overton on the schedule with 2 6'3" posts and a guard that can go. So when we get in these, they ask you what kind of schedule you want to play. I said, just give us whoever you got. So some of that's on me, but I know you can't run from good competition if you want to get deep into the postseason.
Yeah, I think I was looking at the schedules and arguing that, but the second half, once school's back in January, it's pretty much district or region from that point on. So what do you want to accomplish with this year between when the season starts and say the holiday break is over?
We just want to improve each day. Like I said, we don't worry about other schools. We just need to worry about Rockvale, that we get better each and every day. I even told the girls we may drop some of these games. It's a brutal schedule before January, but hopefully if we can compete and just get, compete and get a couple of wins out of that, that'd be great, but it's going to help us for our district.
It's always been a different district. You talked about playing in Rutherford County, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this comes together after the holidays and whatnot. But Rutherford County needs to understand that January and February you need to stay with the county to see where it matches up and you can try.
That's correct.
Coach, thanks for being here with us today, and it's well done. Thanks for coming as well. Rockvale Rockets and Coach Barry Lyons.
All right, so I brought Caleb Lewis, senior for us, Elijah Franz, another senior for us, has been with us for a while now. Great guys, leadership, captains of this year's team as well.
Talk to us a little bit about what's happened since last basketball season and get ready to start this one.
I finally accepted the loss from last year to then Coach Rowland at Laverne. That stung a little bit because I felt like, we was making the right strides and moving in the right direction. But after the next day, we usually give them like 2 weeks to relax a little bit. But those guys in there pushing weight, running bleachers, shooting shots in the gym after school and things like that. So we sat back and we looked and we kind of regrouped a little bit. And I think we're gonna be okay this year. I think we're gonna be all right.
Well, I think we'll start with you. Talk a little bit about what you hope to accomplish here this season at Rockvale.
Okay.
Feel like we can make a great run. We got a great team. We got some young guys, and then the seniors, of course. So I feel like we can do good things this season.
Same question.
My goal overall is to go to the glass house. I feel like if we, out of all the years I've been here, this is the year that we can do it. So that's the end goal.
Kind of talk a little bit about how you got connections of newer players, younger players. How were they going to fit into what maybe your style and the way you played last year? I'll ask both of you this question. And how are you going to work as a class leader to make that happen?
You got it.
I think they'll fit in really good. We play at a really fast pace, and in the off season, we've been conditioning, lifting weights, and I think the younger people, they'll come in and they'll accept their roles.
Caleb, how do you think what is your role in working with them to help bring them up in the system here as well?
Always just push them, make sure they can go as hard as they can go. But remember, we're a family, so just have fun with what we're doing and push each other.
Coach Ingram, let's look at your schedule here a little pretty tall. Did you make this area?
Yes. This time I can say that I was not, gone out of my head and anything. I focused on this schedule a lot. We start off the season where we don't even play a home game until December the 9th. So we're on the road. We're on the road. So our first home game, I think, is against Smyrna on December the 9th. But before that, we play a tough Oak Ridge team, McCallie. We play Independence. We play Innsworth, Lipscomb Academy. We go to Tullahoma, who went to state last year and lost in the state championship game. And then, we get a little rest. But when I say rest, that's probably the day before we play against a tough Smyrna team. And then we got Nolensville, and we play in the Iverson Classic at Oakland High School against two tough teams out of Alabama. And then we play at Page High School in the holiday tournament. It's Lawson, but I think they're going to try to change it to where we're going to play Knox Catholic that first game now. So tough schedule. It's just getting us ready to play in January and February. Since I took over the team, we don't try to schedule teams to where grandparents can come in and see the 12th man on the bench shoot a shot. That's not our mentality. We play to get these guys good college film to where they can get recruited. So we played Innsworth last year. One of their players on the team, Dad, is the head coach of Vanderbilt. Two kids that was on that team, Dad now is the assistant coach at Notre Dame. So we try to get footage for them to be able to get recruited and not just to get a read up in the newspaper.
So you done all that on your schedule and back home games, even in district play. So do you think that being on the road so much will help you with that?
Oh yeah. Just playing in different type of environments, state tournament team environments will help us because, the district tournament, the region tournament, will be at Siegel. And then I think the sub-state this year is Williamson County. Just trying to play those Williamson County teams early to where, if you play them early, you don't got enough film on you to where they can go back and look at it. So, you've been made changes by then. But, like me and Coach Lyons, we got the same mentality. We want to be tough as nails. We want our players to be tough as nails. So we're going to play you, and we'll deal with the consequences later.
Talk a bit about the challenge that your district poses in the out.
Of course, we got some great coaches in the district and in the region. Coach Voss, Coach Rigsby, and Coach Rutherford. Man, three guys that they know what they're doing. They've played on the main stage. And then in the region, Coach Wardman, the Laverne coach, Coach Omar, and Coach Jones. Those guys, they know what they're doing. Just good thing I don't have to do them but play them but once and maybe twice if we're doing pretty good in the postseason. But I'm ready for it. We got a conversation we have throughout the week with other coaches and stuff like that. So we talk our smack and behind the scenes, and then we let our players talk smack on the court.
Well, it's going to be a fun team to watch. I'm sure this year at Rockvale, and Wendell Ingram, thanks for being able to Elijah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for doing this.
Next, we will switch to our host school here today, and we want to thank Siegel High School for hosting this first ever basketball media day, and all that went into it, and all those who worked on that behind the scenes. Girls basketball coach Brian Weakley joins us this morning. Coach, once again, thanks for helping put this all together with everybody that did that. Talk a bit about your expectations for season 25-26.
Our expectations are pretty much to compete all year, just continue to get better as a program and better as a team. So that's pretty much where we're at.
You've got several seniors on this team. Maybe introduce you guys with you here this morning.
I've got senior Neil Alexander, who actually just committed this morning to Walter State. So, excited for her for that. And then sophomore guard, Celine Barrett, which she actually didn't get much minutes in district play due to an injury last year, but for the majority of the beginning of the season, she was, pretty much our leading point guard.
Very good. Well, Neil, let's start with you first of all. Congratulations. I know it's a really good day for you.
Thank you.
What are your expectations this year for yourself and for Siegel High School?
As team-wise, I just want us to do way better than we did last year. I think this year we have way more potential. We're a very young and experienced team this year with how many seniors? Four seniors, and then two juniors, and the rest are underclassmen. So I just think we have the opportunity to grow and do way better than we did last year.
It is going to be a mix of yourself and upperclassmen along with Celine, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Talk to me a little bit about what this season has been like so far, early preseason and things like that, and anticipation of the new year and some of the hard work you put in.
We have put in a lot of hard work in the weight room. We've done a lot of conditioning to get the team prepared for the upcoming season. We have a pretty young team, so we have a lot of sophomores that are stepping into leadership positions for the team because we don't have a lot of seniors or juniors. And I feel like our season is going to be pretty good this season.
Yeah, well, talk to me about your role. What do you want to do in terms of helping this team win games this year?
For me, I would like to be a good leader for this team. I would like for us to compete more than we did last year. And then, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the senior year, a lot of things going on, college and all that kind of thing, but the basketball season is ahead, and I know you want to finish strong. Talk about your feelings on that and helping this team.
I've only been here for 3 years. I've not been up here all 4 years, so I really just want to make sure my last year here is just amazing, and they're all like my sisters and my family, so I really just want to end on a really good note with them. And just
Brian, this is year 2, right?
Second.
Yeah. Sometimes it just goes by so quick you don't realize, but I'm sure a lot of things are a lot different this year. I mean, you've been here, where everything is, all the
Right.
things that you have to do, and coaches too. So maybe talk to me a little bit about how that has helped you this year.
Last year, it was just about trying to build the culture and get the girls bought in, playing basketball and things like that. This year, having Neela, she has a lot of experience for us. She holds the paint down for us. So, this year is about just getting the next group in and, getting them better. The freshman group is going to have 2 or 3 of them that will play quite a bit of minutes early on and throughout the district play as well. Having Celine, hoping, we can keep Celine healthy for the majority of the year. She has a lot of potential that, a lot of people really haven't seen out of her. So, just, getting them to be able to play together. We've got a couple of new transfers. Reagan Turnbow came from Central Magnet. She's a senior this year, so just trying to figure out where we can, implement her into our lineups. And then Ryan Bird came from Marshall County. She's a sophomore, but she's a pretty good athlete. She plays 3 sports, so just trying to figure out where we can input her as well. So this year is just really competing and just see how things go all year long, and one night at a time kind of thing.
What will be one of the main differences you think that people will see if they watched your team last year and they watch your team this year? What do you think people will see that's different?
We'll be in a lot more games this year. We'll be able to compete a lot more, and actually be able to game plan a lot more. So guard play will be a lot better. We've got some underclassmen that can really handle basketball. So it's just going to look a lot different as far as that goes.
Talk a little bit about your non-district schedule first.
Non-district, we start at Columbia, which will be new for us. We don't really know much about them. They have a new coach as well. And then Shelbyville, that's our first 2 games of the year. We know about Shelbyville, so we'll be able to game plan for them. And then Thanksgiving break, we go to Lebanon. and play Gallatin at Wilson Central. And we have, after Thanksgiving, we have Ezel Harding Classic. And then before Christmas ends, we've got the Gallatin Classic, actually. So then somewhere in there, we have Brentwood, which will be a tough game for us, and Warren County, we played last year as well. So our non-district is going to be, it's got some tough teams in there for us to be able to try to compete against, and some games that hopefully we can try to win as well.
All the weeks ready for January.
Yes, sir.
And talk a little bit about your thoughts on the district as well.
The district is going to be, obviously different with Blackman being out there. And, for us, it's just, being able to hopefully compete and try to stay in ball games and do the best that we can to try to win some of those games. And, maybe pull an upset or two on some teams if we can. And just continuing to build on what we're building every year.
The number of district games that you play, to me, the fewer the teams, the more amplified those become in terms of what seeds you're going to get and you win the tournament.
Right. The best thing we can do is also being able to play in regions as well. Getting to see those teams in January or February, really not leaving the county would be kind of cool for everybody. So just kind of keeping it in-house basically, and getting to play everybody in the county.
Very good, Coach Weakley, thanks, and appreciate the players as well. Let's hear for Weakley girls and Siegel High School Lady Stars. Coach, at Rigsby, Siegel High School boys basketball, our coach, very good.
Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is at this point. I've got senior guard Damian Goring, senior post player RJ Biggers, and we all know assistant coach Ray Shutter.
Let's get your first off initial thoughts on the 2025-26 season. And I know that you were on last year, talk a little bit about any of that that you'd like to coach.
If I'm being honest, I don't have many thoughts yet regarding going forward yet. So much turnover in the roster. We graduated a phenomenal senior class last year of just 2. But however, everybody knows Carter Webb. That speaks for itself. But Matthew Rice included in that. One of the most phenomenal personalities, team aspect-wise, that I've ever had the benefit to coach. So you don't know going forward until you kind of remember the past. So being mindful of those 2 young men and what they were able to pass down to these 2 phenomenal young men is going to help us going forward, and that's very exciting.
Yeah. When you have someone at the caliber of Carter, those big shoes to fill, I'm sure you're expecting these 2 and others to help you with that.
These 2 didn't hesitate to be up here on this stage because they're ready to fill it, I assure you.
Well, David, let's start with you. Talk about that. I mean, all you have to do is look at the Raptors here and see lots of success from Siegel High School past. Talk about that and what it means to you being one of the leaders of the 2025-26 team.
Yeah, I'm excited, especially being part of the run last year with Carter Webb and those type of guys. It was nice to learn the experience, being up there on the bigger stage. So this year it's gonna be a lot of different type of play, how our team plays, and the type of guys we got. We're a small team, young team, and I'm ready to see how we can perform.
RJ will ask you the same question.
Yeah, I'm excited to just get into the new season, being a new leader and having to step up and play a bigger role than I did last year, and learning from basically what Matthew and Carter has taught us. They were great leaders. Matthew was very talkative on the court. And Carter taught us a lot by, his skill and at talking to us. And yeah, I've just got great confidence going into this season.
Coach, I'll ask you this and then we'll go back down the line here, but what are, an interesting different style, what are we hoping to see here from Siegel Boys this time around, kind of different style? Okay.
Yeah, obviously in a real tough district where we want to play with the edge, we want to take the fight to the team, be the more physical team. We want to make sure we get our scout in the game. We want to try and make sure that options 4 and 5 beat us, not options 1, 2, and 3. These guys were part of a good team last year, but they're excited for the challenge ahead as well.
RJ, we'll go back down the line, but talk to us a little bit about what you've done to become a better player here since last season and at the start of this season. What are some of the things that you've done?
I've definitely learned how to play more confident and really use my abilities to their full potential. Because last year I didn't play with a lot of confidence, but this year I'm getting into that groove of more confidence and getting downhill and taking more shots.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, confidence is a big thing. Being able not to hesitate on those open shots, even those sometimes contested shots when you got to take them. Just staying consistent in the gym, outside of practice on my own, and in practice, getting better in the weight room. Staying more conditioned. We've been conditioned a lot better this year because we're going to have to play with a lot faster pace than we did last year, having a small team. So, yeah, just staying in the gym, keep working.
Coach Rigsby, a little bit about, I think going into the last couple of years, there's been a level of pressure for Siegel High School. Is this year different? Is there more pressure, less pressure? Do you feel like maybe you slip under the radar? Kind of talk a little bit about that, because it is kind of a different era, I guess, if you will.
I think different era is a good term, the way to qualify it. But there's a lot of talk today about scheduling, what's the new schedule looks like, non-district and everything else. I take a different approach, and this might sound weird to a lot of people. Maybe I am weird, but I don't start off every season expecting we're going to go 36-0. I want us to take our lumps along the way. I think a schedule needs to be balanced. If you take our sub-state run last year, we looked bad at times and had some losses, quite frankly, that I went home scratching my head and didn't feel good about at all. But basketball is such a grind, it's such a long season, and you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. We're also in the young men building business too, so we need to make sure that we are prepared to make sure they're equipped to handle the ups and the downs. And so with that being said, a balance along the way, it may not come early, it may not come in December, it may not come in early January. We all know that basketball is a tournament sport. And so you've got to be patient. The older I get, the more impatient I've become, unfortunately, but you just have to ride it out and trust whatever process you believed in from the onset of it.
And last question, you talk a little bit about your schedule and the toughness of the schedule, the district, anything you want to talk about there?
We're not trying to go 36-0. We're trying to be prepared to be able to play in March. The Brentwood, the many schools that have already been mentioned, Lipscomb Academies, Oak Ridges, Brentwoods, Centennials. So I believe in a balance. No, you don't, let's be honest with each other, you don't want to beat your kids up all year and then expect them to be ready to roll come district tournament time when you've just made them almost defeated. Kids need to see and deserve to see successes along the way. So I think we have a balanced schedule. I think it is tough. I think if you look at our schedule in the last 4 years, that Siegel men's basketball is not really up for scheduling cupcakes. we're going to compete with whoever.
Very good. This is Siegel boys basketball. Head coach Matt Rigsby, players. Coach, thanks for being here. Thanks for hosting too.
May I say this quick, Brian? Thank you, Principal Larry Creasy, Athletic Director Greg Wine, Coach Brian Weakley, the media, for being here, for doing this. Coach Harris, and obviously Rutherford County Schools Central Office. This is a new deal, and we're thankful us coordinating. As bad as I hate to give the major credit to Coach Tony Rutherford, as he's back there wearing that red. This was his idea. He's done a fantastic job helping coordinate it, and thank you, Coach Rutherford.
We'll wrap up at the north end of Rutherford County here. We'll talk some Smyrna basketball first.
Put my jersey.
Yeah,
I just wanted to put it.
Lonnie Gray is the head coach of Smyrna girls basketball. How many years now for this?
I think we're looking at about 140. Yeah, at Smyrna High right now. So it feels like it, but I think it's what, fifth year? Yeah, I think we're in the fifth or sixth year.
You've been there a lot.
Oh yeah, a long time. About 23 or 24 years altogether, I think, right now. Yeah, I know. And then, I mean, you were talking about the pressure from for Coach Rigsby and all these Siegel legends in here. Coach Harris, you know, he was one of my coaches at Smyrna. So, you know, that's a lot of pressure to be in the presence of greatness right here. So. I've got senior Liliana Guerrier, and then I've got a junior Sanaya Dalton right here. And these two kids I brought, the reason I brought them, talent-wise, very talented girls, very good girls, very articulate girls, but let me tell you, the mentality, the type of kids they are, these are the kids that you want to bring with you on something like this. You know, you'll never have to worry about these kids saying anything inappropriate, anything in the hallway. They're just, you know, I could show you some of the text messages from these kids, and it's just, I'm thinking, what are they, aliens right here? This is just different mentality, different type of kids that you don't see very normally right now in these times.
What it's like to put on that Smyrna High School jersey and play, and Coach Sherry, anything that you want to talk about the excitement of this upcoming season, man?
Hey, I'm very excited for this new season. With the district change, we got a lot of new athletes joining our team, and it's been nothing but greatness. Everyone that has came in has impacted our team greatly. Our team is literally like a family. Like, we all just bonded very, very fast. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of good attitudes, and just like a drive to want to do better and a drive to want to make something out of ourselves. So I'm very excited for the season.
So my second question, what makes you excited about this upcoming year?
Yeah, like what she said, we all work together really well, and we pick each other up. Like, anytime anybody's down, it gets fixed very fast. So I think we work together really good. Our bond is really strong, and I'm excited for that.
That's kind of an important role, I would think, and being one of the team leaders, to be able to keep that stuff down, because if you bring it out on the floor, it all kind of seems to not go the right way necessarily. So
yes, sir.
Pretty important role for you there. Talk about what you hope to accomplish this year at Smyrna High School.
I think we have a very good team, and it's going to go very far. I think we can win a lot of games, and yeah.
I'm just looking to continue to grow as young women, on and off the court. Obviously, our goal is to win as many games as we can and to make our outcome better than it has been in the past, but also just to grow, like, spiritually and everything, just not focusing so much on the court, but like basketball has taught me so much through my spiritual life and just life in general. So just allowing us all to grow in every aspect that we can.
Very good. Lonnie, as a coach your schedule, I see there's even an in-school game here, so got to talk
I'm gonna tell you, the in-school game is sort of funny that the coach, he calls me, and the in-school game came about because of a conflict with a wrestling match. We weren't going to do that in-school game. We weren't going to have that in-school game, and our wrestling coach saw our schedule, and he was like, Shepard, he was like, man, I've got a problem. You got to help me out. And we were going to move it to Columbia, but our principal, who's, a great leader right there, Sherry Sutherland, she was like, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? So it gives us an opportunity to showcase the girls, and it's a girls-only game as well. So you really don't get that. So you got the whole school, and girls are a little jittery about it because it's, just them, and it's the whole school watching, and everybody's there cheering. I had one little girl on our team. She was like, but what if I shoot an air ball? I was like, well, don't shoot an air ball. How about that? But that's what they're worried about, some of them. But, it's just another opportunity to showcase them in front of everyone. But the game. Yeah, we're playing Central, which is a good game for the neighborhood. I've known Alan for a long time, so that's a good opportunity to play. We're going to the Christmas. I try to take them somewhere different and just expose them to something new every year. So last year we went to Kentucky, and we went deep Kentucky. I can't even tell you the city we went to in Kentucky. It was that far in Kentucky. So, but let me tell you, it was just basketball because there was nothing else in that city. But this year we're taking them somewhere different, which is Pigeon Forge. So we're going to Pigeon Forge and get to compete against Pigeon Forge High School and some of the teams out there in East Tennessee. Just getting that opportunity to play, and it should be fun. And once again, some of our girls' biggest concerns are, will we be in interaction with any bears? So hopefully we won't be interacting with bears, but you just never know.
Somebody has to come back with a airbrush t-shirt.
Oh, of course. Of course.
After Christmas, you start the district schedule, and things are different this year. We talked a lot about that. We chose and everything on that, so that's the same.
Right. I can't tell you how grateful I am that the TSSAA changed the districts this year, because going to last year, I think it was one week we went to Cookville on a Tuesday night, and then having to go to school, and then Lebanon the next on Friday. Just the drive to Cookville, and coaching two sports, it's pretty tough to see Cookville like that. That's just a haul on a